Hello everyone and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're all having an amazing week. Currently it is Wednesday and let's get right into the charts as we do have some very important things to cover, guys. You can see Bitcoin is at the very critical level that we are talking about in my previous videos. You can see I have drawn right here the volume profile from this previous range that we have, down from the $80,000 low all the way up to the end of the range where we last broke it. And as you can see, this is sitting at exactly $86.4 thousand. So right now Bitcoin is trying to flip. We are also currently trading above this low right here. And so, as I said, Bitcoin is very hardly trying to flip this level. And if we manage to hold this daily candle and get that last push to the upside, then Bitcoin could very well go up to around $86,000, which is going to be that value area low retest. And this is where I expect for Bitcoin to start potentially struggling a bit. We might even retest the POC, which is at around 87K. So this level right here could be the next important level that we are gonna potentially get to, and where I would expect price to give us somewhat of a reaction. And as I said in my previous videos, potentially start reversing right here. This is the most important zone that we are watching right now. You can see after breaking out of the value area high and flipping this level into support right here, Bitcoin has been up around 10%, and basically from the bottom of 60K we are up right now 35%, which is absolutely insane. And if we measure all the way up to 87K, this is going to be like a 46% of a correction, as to last time we only had like 21% of a correction. So this time it's gonna be very massive. And as I have showed you in my previous videos where nobody shows you this, you can see the last time we had such a correction was back in the drop of the bear market. We had like 44% correction, and then the next leg down has started. So you can see we have our first drop here on the monthly, then we get like 2-3 monthly candles of relief. You can see it right here clearly right now. Then we get that around 45-46% correction, and then we start dropping down again. This is what I am looking out for right now. I do believe this is how things are gonna play based on the higher macro time frame, which is, of course, the higher time frame is the most important time frame. You can see we are having this pump while the stock market is putting in a new all-time highs. The S&P 500 monthly candle is potentially starting to rally once again. The Nasdaq right now is leading. You can see we have gotten more pump out of the Nasdaq than the S&P 500, which is nice to see. This is also has something to have with like Nvidia. You can see right here Nvidia is absolutely going parabolic. So very nice to see. But overall, Nasdaq trading over 28,000, S&P 500 trading almost at 7,300, which is going to be very important and key for Bitcoin. If we get one last push for the stock market right here, then I believe this is also gonna be that one last push for Bitcoin. You can see at 86K there is also the 50 EMA, 100 EMA right here that we have to break, and the value area low of the range. So as I said, this is gonna be a very key level once we break out of this line right here, and then potentially our weekly RSI could start getting into the overbought region. You can see it clearly right here after being oversold and hitting $60,000 from this previous range. If we draw our volume profile right here, you can see the value area low of this range was hit, which was around $60,000, and this is where Bitcoin has bounced from. So very important support retest right here. And then I believe if this support gets broken, then the next levels of confluence are going to be below 40 basically below $50,000, this low right here from the summer range back in 2024, so almost 2 years ago. This is where I believe the bear market will bottom out, potentially somewhere around this level. But of course, we first gotta start rejecting here, start breaking some levels, getting back into this range right here, then breaking down to it to be considering those targets. But of course, I believe this is how things are gonna play out. Still, in the meantime, I am bullish. I have been bullish ever since this low right here. You can see $65,000, where everybody else was getting bearish at the range lows. I have been telling you, never get bearish at the range lows. And as I have told you, I was expecting this range to hold, and I did not believe that we're gonna be straight down breaking below 60K. And you can see this has paid out perfectly. We are up right now ever from this bottom 22%, which is very, very nice to see. Overall, Ethereum, same thing right here, bouncing from the value area high. I do expect somewhat of a bigger candle to get us all the way up to around 2,600, which is going to be that retest of the 200 daily EMA. And this is also where I expect Ethereum to start struggling a bit. If we put in a order block right here, this is going to be the next level of interest for it. And this is where I expect for us to, of course, start struggling a bit. Maybe if we break it out, we go all the way up to $3,000. But this is the first level of confluence where I'm looking at. Now back to Bitcoin. The CVD is still high. Open interest is rising while price is rising. This is very bullish with decent volume, remaining trading most of the time above VWAP. So I do believe, as I said, that this move is going to continue to the upside. Liquidation heat map, you can see while we are rising, we have liquidity piling on the downside, but still we got even more liquidity piling above us. So this is going to be the next key momentum, as I have said, momentum move right here. That's going to give us to take us all the way up to 84, potentially $86,000. Fear and Greed Index right now remaining at 50. Let me just 51 basically. We are in that neutral zone, and with that next move up, I believe we're gonna get back into the greed zone, which is also where I believe we're gonna top out around the greed zone, maybe even go to the extreme greed, and this is where we start topping out. Spot ETFs, absolutely massive inflows, guys, from the institutional side of things. The last 3 days since this week has started, you can see we have yesterday 470 million, 530 million the other day, and basically over 620 million on Monday. So overall, over 1.5 billion, almost 1.5 billion of spot ETF inflows, which is very, very big. And this is why Bitcoin is keeping this momentum up. One of the reasons, of course, but still this is helping a lot. Long versus shorts ratio, you see we have quite a lot of difference. We have most of the people on the major exchanges sitting right now in the in long position, 50% other than 46 in shorts. So basically most of the people right now are sitting long, which is very, very nice to see. Spot ETFs, excuse me, the news. Basically for today we don't got that much going on. We only have like unemployments tomorrow and hourly earnings coming out on Friday and inflation data. So today and tomorrow not that important, and Friday is gonna be the most important day of the week. As of next week, we do have the new Fed chair nomination on Monday, which is also gonna be somewhat very important for the markets. Home sales also gonna be important, CPI very important, PPI data also very important. So basically the next coming days are gonna be very important for the markets. And yeah, I do believe that this would cover it for today, guys. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.